Srimad Bhagwatam, Bhagwad Puran, Skanda3 Volume 3 or Canto3 Chapter 6, sloka 1 onwards. The topic is creation of the universal forms. So here sage Sri Maitreya ji has said, when the Almighty Supreme Lord saw that his own powers, that is the demigods, were unable to start the work of creating the universe because there was no harmony among them, he beheld the power of time, and then he gathered all the elements like the Mahatattva, the ego, the five senses of perception, the five organs of action, the mind, and the five subtle elements, and the five gross elements. This is sloka 1 and 2. So remember, in the previous chapter, all the demigods have approached Sri Krishna ji that we are not able to do the task which you have assigned to us, and please help us to complete our task, to execute our task. So this is the continuation of that. So on request, Sri Krishna ji now has behold the time. He has stopped the time and he gathered everyone. Okay. So what is the task given to the demigods? To create the universe where we are living now. And the demigods were not able to do. So now who is going to explain?
Me.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So in this shloka it said that, ma'am. So after Lord Sri Krishna understood that his demigods, his creations, ma'am. So they were given a task to create the universe. But once he realized that they couldn't work because they didn't have any harmony, he stopped time and he called the elements, ma'am, like five senses of perception, the five organs, the five gross elements, ma'am, and then he called ego, ma'am, then he called the Mahatattva, etc.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now shloka 3. Thus, when he himself entered into all the elements, he united all the elements by his active power, waking them up from their sleep. So, all these elements were sleeping. So, Sri Krishna ji entered those elements, make them up with his active power. So, that is the Yog Maya, illusion. Okay, Kritika, Shravan, who is explaining? Yeah, Kritika.
Ma'am, so in this shloka, Sage Maitreya is saying that after gathering all the elements, they were all in a sleeping state. So, using his own Maya, he activated all the elements.
Thank you. Shloka 4. When all the 23 elements were thus aroused into activity by the Supreme God, the universal or the cosmic form came into existence. So now, when Sri Krishna ji has entered those 23 elements, they all are aroused and the process has started. The cosmic form has come into existence. Shravan?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh.
So when Lord Shri Krishna was using his Maya to wake up all the all the elements, his cosmic form or Virat Roop came to wake them.
Okay. He's not Virat Roop, only cosmic form.
Okay.
Huh? Thank you. Now Shloka 5. Read to your turn. In other words, as the Supreme Lord entered this group of 23 elements, these elements got united and transformed into a never ending form of the universal form. And in this universal form, all the living and non living thing exist and take support. So, what has come into a form? When Sri Krishna ji himself entered into these 23 elements, they all got united. And what happened when they got united? They all transformed into a never ending form of universal form. they, those 23 elements became a never ending form. That is the universal form. And what is there in this universal form is all the living and the non living things. They are existing and they are supporting each other. Obviously, na, we all the living beings are supporting each other. Plants supports all the other living beings. If we go through science, you will come to know, like dragonflies are also important, the flies are also important, bees are very important, honey bees, humming bees are very important. So all living beings and non-living beings are actually supporting each other. It is not that only humans are wanted for this universe, no, or only trees are required for this universe. No. For existence, all the living beings, it's a cycle, it's a type of cycle that because of this cycle or this universe is running. And if we see, God has created in such a way that all are connected to each other. It is not that okay, humans are very superior or plants are very superior, animals are very superior. Now, if we see the science, if we see the logic, you will come to know okay, this bee is very important, honey bee is very important. Honey, through honey bee, we are benefited in such a way. Dragonfly, why it is important? Why that fireflies are important? So many, all the creatures. See, Supreme Lord has created in such a beautiful way that we all support each other. We need everyone. There is a need of all the living creatures in this universe. So that is what it has been said in Shloka 5. That everything, they have come into existence and they all are supporting each other. And because of their support to each other, everything is existing. Clear? Okay, Reet is explaining.
So in this shloka it has been said that all of the 23 elements became united and then they started supporting each other, like how, like everyone supports each other, the living beings. So it's because the Lord, the Lord, the Supreme Lord Himself went and woke up them. That's why they became united and started supporting each other.
Okay, now Shloka 6. Tejas, your turn. The universal form of the Supreme Lord, otherwise known as the Hiranmay, stayed inside the ocean for 1,000 celestial years or 3,60,000 human years, containing all the life of the universe inside him. So, this is the next process. Now, the universal form has come into existence. So, what happened now? Then Supreme Lord, known as Hiranmay, he came into existence as Hiranmay and he stayed inside the ocean for 1,000 celestial years. And if we calculate according to human, it is 3,60,000 human years. And he was containing all the life inside him, all the life of the universe. So before everything coming out, like how a mother keeps a newborn child inside her womb, the new baby who is going to come, the new life which is going to come into existence, will stay in the mother's womb for 9 months, right? So same way, on the when the universe was formed and when all the living beings come into existence, it's a new thing, right? So it's a new life which is going to come into existence. So before that, Sri Krishna ji, in the form of Hiranmay, kept all the living creatures inside him for 1,000 celestial years or 3,60,000 human years inside the ocean. Is it clear? Thank you. Come on.
Okay, ma'am. So in the shloka, it said that, ma'am. So once the like the supreme manifestation or the celestial being is created. Then, ma'am, Lord Shri Krishna came as Hiranyamay, and he had all the living creatures inside him, and he was in the ocean for 1,000 celestial years, or 3,60,000 human years.
Thank you. Now, Shloka 7. That universal form was the womb of all the living entities, and it possessed wisdom, action, and self power. See, I just said the way how a mother keeps the new life into her womb. The same way Sri Krishna ji has kept all the new living beings into his womb. You know? Remember in Bhagavad Gita also it has come that first Sri Krishna ji thinks that this living being has to come into existence in the universe. Then Sri Krishna ji sow the seed in Lord Brahma's womb. From there, Lord Brahma sow that seed into earth to a particular womb wherever that living being has to come into existence. Do you remember that shloka?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So same thing is here also. That before all the life, when the universe has formed, then when the life has to come into existence, Sri Krishna ji has kept all the life into his womb. So what was there inside the womb with the living entities? What was, they all had wisdom, all the living entities had wisdom, action, and self power. With his powers, he divided himself into one heart, 10 vital life organs, and 3 controlling deities. So, what are the 3 controlling deities? Adhyatmic, Adhidevik.
And uh, Adhyatmik, Adi Devik, and Adi Abhautik.
Very good, awesome. So, these are the 3 controlling deities. So, this is the process. If we focus properly and if you listen, this is the process how the universe has come into form according to mythology. This is according to mythology, not according to science. Always remember that. So this is how the process is going on. Okay, Kritika.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so that cosmic form of the Supreme Lord acted as a womb for all the living entities. So, while in there, all the living entities had wisdom, action, and what was the other one?
Self power.
And self power. So then this manifested into uh, the basic things for life in the universe, which was one heart and 10 vital senses or organs, and ma'am, and then
Controlling deities.
three controlling deities, which was Adhyatmic, Adi Devik, and Adi
Bhautik.
Adi Bhautik.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, Sloka 8. Shravan, it's your turn. Since this universal form was the first life cell created by the Supreme Lord, it is the master soul for the lives that exist in the universe. And because it could express himself, he is the most ancient incarnation of the Supreme Lord. The entire life of the universe is supported by him and enlightened by him. So this form is the incarnation of Supreme Lord and it's very old. Ancient means it's very old. And it was the first life and this incarnation was able to express. So before that, the Supreme Lord was there, but it was a feeling. That means one can feel that okay, there is some supreme power is there, some divine power is there. But now this form is able to express because it has the organs. And now how do we express? Because of our organs, because of our 5 senses, because we can talk, we have a mouth, we can see. So before this form, there was the supreme divine power was there, but it was just a feeling, it was just an air. But now it has come into form. That is why it is able to express, and it is said as the ancient incarnation of Supreme Lord, and it is the Supreme Soul. है ना, मतलब master supreme soul, which, so what is the master? Below master there are many people, right? So same way for all the living beings now, this soul is the master soul. Shravan, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. So in this sloka, ma'am, it's being told that this being which created all the souls everywhere is the very old incarnation of Lord Shri Krishna. It is a master soul of all souls. All souls have come from this one only.
Very good. So it was the first life cell created by the Supreme Lord. है ना? You know, life cell nowadays we can even store the cell. We have a bank, cell bank, where one can store the cell. So this is the first life cell created by the Supreme Lord. So that is the reason it is very special. Now Shloka 9. This universal form is in three types, in the form of Adhyatmik, Adhidevic, Adhibhautik. So this form is in three types. Three types, and in the form of Adhyatmik, Adhidevic, Adhibhautik. He is in 10 types with respect to the vital organs. So same thing is being repeated. Right? The what we read in Shloka 7. So this form, the master soul or the first cell, the first living cell, how it is been divided. And he is one of the form of heart. So basically that is everywhere, the supreme soul. So if we see, Shri Krishna ji is trying to make us understand in all the possible way. है ना, like in हिंदी we say, नाक को ऐसे भी पकड़ सकते हैं और ऐसे घुमा के भी पकड़ सकते हैं. So that is what Shri Krishna ji is trying to do. He told us in this way, he is telling us in this way, then he will tell in a different way. If we see the logic is Shri Krishna ji is everywhere. Remember in the previous sloka also, previous chapters, it was Lord Brahmaji's chapter. That Lord Brahmaji was praying to Shri Krishna ji, whatever he is offering was Shri Krishna ji, whatever yagna he was doing was also Shri Krishna ji. So everything is Shri Krishna ji. So same thing is here also. The first cell, the first universal form was divided into three types of form, in the form of Adhyatmik, Adhidevic and Adhibhautik. Then the same form was divided in 10 types of vital organs and one heart. So Sri Krishna ji wants to put in the mind and heart of humans that he is everything. So he is trying his best to tell in all the different ways. Okay, Reet is explaining.
So in this shloka it is being said that the universal form was in three types: Adhyatmic, Adidevic and Adibhautik, and then it turned to 10 times with one heart.
10 vital organs.
10 vital organs and one heart.
Thank you. Now Shloka 10. Is it clear everyone? Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now Shloka 10. Thus, on the prayers of the demigods, who were given the responsibilities of creating the universe, but were unable to do so, the Supreme Lord manifested the universal form and energized everyone. I think Tejas, your turn. It's simple. Do I need to explain more? Kritika?
I didn't understand.
Can I explain?
Okay, Shravan.
Yes, ma'am. So in this sloka, um, since uh, the demigods do not have the power to create the universe, the Supreme Lord with his supreme form, he gave the power, he gave all the energy to them.
Thank you so much. See, Tejas, here what is been said that demigods were given the task to create the universe, but they were not able to do. Then what they did, they approached their boss. Their boss is Sri Krishna ji. And they went and prayed to Sri Krishna ji that we are not able to do. So, on their request, Sri Krishna ji manifested the universal form. And through that universal form, Sri Krishna ji energized everyone. That means he gave more energy to them to create the universe. Able to understand? Because that time demigods, whatever power they got, with that power they were not able to create the universe. So they needed more power. So they approached Sri Krishna ji, and Sri Krishna ji took one more form. He manifested one more form, universal form, to energize these demigods. Acha, you all can see the Thor movie. It is purely like no Bhagwad Gita. So in that also it is there eternity, eternity, and all the gods, bad gods and good gods. They are saving the people with all those energy. I think Avengers movie. I think Avengers. Avengers. All the Avengers movies now are very similar to Bhagwatam or Bhagavad Gita. Seriously. One movie was there.
ब्लैक पैंथर का
नहीं नहीं
हाँ
in
उसमें एक भीष्म पितामह रहता है एक अर्जुन रहता है एक ऐसे रहता है ब्लैक पैंथर
so you all see those movie. It will be na more clear to you all. One more movie was there. I don't. नहीं. In which na the one supreme power is there. There is no form. They send some good people to say take care of the earth. And it has been instructed you should not get attached to anything
Eternals
eternals. You have to just take care of the human beings. हाँ
Yes,
movie
ma'am, I saw.
movie का नाम है eternals.
I saw.
When I watch those movies, I remember Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And when they start getting attached, they get punishment. Either the power calls them back or they are being destroyed over there only on the earth. They should not get attached to anyone. No feelings. As soon as the feeling comes, they get some or the other punishment. So it is purely no. I think they have took all this from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and they are putting in a new form.
I
Introducing.
think because there like only few people are doing that, so many won't know the story, so they're like making that only.
But the message is not clear. Na, it is all fun type. The message should be clear. Like Coco movie is about ancestors. It's very important to remember your ancestors. So Coco movie has a clear message to remember ancestors. Actually, English cartoon movies are really good. They have good message in that. If we see, everyone take it as okay, it's a kids movie. Why we should watch? But they actually have good message in them. Okay, we'll move now to this. We done till 10. Okay, we'll stop here.